former director of university events and scheduling at Wesleyan University, faced with aplomb. For the event planners interviewed in this guide, though, the rewards far outweigh any possible negatives. The field of event planning is fast-paced, creative, innovative, energizing, and offers the real possibility for earning big dollars. This first chapter offers an overview, looking at what event planners do and why they do it. The chapter also includes an overview of the special events industry and a sampling of ideas for conducting your own market research, a must-do when creating a new business of any kind. Tip: if you are planning an event in a foreign country, do your research. Little things can be big headaches. According to an NPR report, the UK, Canada, and Hong Kong have been using credit cards with chips for years. The US lags way behind in adopting these more secure cards and still use the magnetic strip, which would be useless in these countries and others. Savvy planners will be ahead of the curve on these kinds of details. The who, what, when, where, and why of event planning. We begin by considering the who, what, when, where, why, and how of event planning, although not in that order. What is event planning? This question actually breaks down into two questions. What kind of events are we talking about? What is event planning? First, what kind of events are we talking about? They include celebrations, fairs, parades, weddings, reunions, birthdays, anniversaries, bar and bat mitzvahs, first communions, sweet 16s. Education, conferences, conventions, meetings, graduations. Promotions, product launches, political rallies, fashion shows, conventions. Commemorations, memorials, civic events. The list is not an exhaustive one, but as the examples illustrate, special events may be business-related, purely social, or somewhere in between. The advice in this book is relevant to the planning of both business and social events. Now we move on to the second what question. What is event planning? Planners of an event may handle any or all of the following tasks related to that event. Conduct research. Create an event design. Find a site. Arrange for food, decor, and entertainment. Plan transportation to and from the event. Send invitations to attendees. Arrange any necessary accommodations for attendees. Coordinate the activities of event personnel. Hire employees to work the event. Supervise at the site. Conduct evaluations of the event. How many of these activities your business engages in will depend on the size and type of a particular event, which will, in turn, depend on the specialization you choose. Your specialization will, of course, depend on your areas of expertise and interest, but also will depend on your location. If you live in rural Iowa, for instance, you may be planning to develop a social event planning business, since you may not have a strong corporate presence in your town. When do event planners work? Few event planners, if any, have 9-to-5 jobs, unless of course they have a day job and conduct their event planning as a sideline. This strategy may be a good one if you are just starting out. By its very nature, event planning tends to involve evenings, weekends, holidays, and sometimes even specific seasons. How much time and when you must commit to working will depend, once again, on the specialization you choose. Industry expert John Daly, www.jdaly.com, points out that the summer is a slow period for corporate events. Also, by the second week in December, all the corporate holiday events are over. As a general rule, social events involve more weekends and holidays than corporate events. Some areas of the country and some types of events have on and off seasons. However, no matter what your specialization, with the exception of parties for young children, you can count on working at least some evenings as you coordinate and supervise events. The planning of those events, however, will be done mostly during business hours. Tip: it is vital that you consider your life and lifestyle as you plan a business in event planning. If you